Well, first of all, I'm pretty happy just to be back there. The level of competition is really high. I hope compared to last year, I learned more. I know how it is. I know I'm walking into. I can use that so I don't make some mistakes that I did last year. I think that's really important. Going in, I'm seeded number 4, and my goal is to go top 3. There's 2 guys, actually number 1 and 2 obviously, are at another level than the rest of us. I think both of them were in top 30 in the world for seniors last year, so they're pretty good. But the rest of them I should be able to beat, so my goal is definitely top 3 place. And compared to last year where I just sat back and kind of let people take the race and take initiative, this year I want to go with the front. I don't want to wait. I want to be there, and if I can't handle the pace, that's it. But I want to give it a shot this year and see how it goes. It means a lot. Last year, obviously when you're at D1, the national championship, there's going to be a lot of eyes watching, a lot of people watching. Last year there was a full stadium when we raced, and it's nice to represent EKU up against all the big schools. You have everybody there. All the local schools around here, UK, Louisville, they're all there, and obviously the big ones, Arkansas, FSU, and all those guys are there. So I'm really excited to represent EKU and hopefully beat most of them. I run the steeplechase, and most people actually don't know what the steeplechase is. I'm standing here at the water pit. For every lap, there's 1 water pit. There's 4 barriers like this without water, and it's almost 2 miles, a little less than 2 miles, 3 kilometers you run in total. So it's going to be 35 barriers, and it's actually a lot different than just a normal race without anything, because you have to think, you have to make sure you don't run into them, and it actually happens more than what people expect it to happen. It's easier when you run the small races and you get to just run in front and nobody can really follow you. You can just concentrate on the barriers alone, and this is not that difficult. But when we come to national and everybody's so talented and everybody's so close, running in a pack and still focusing on placing you the right places and jumping the barriers, jumping the water pit makes it really difficult. First of all, there's a lot of pushing going on that people normally don't see. You gotta make room for yourself, you gotta make sure that you clear and everybody else, like it's you before everybody else. So you gotta make room for yourself, and people push each other a little bit, and sometimes if you're behind a group of guys, you can't really see the water pit or the barrier coming. So it's definitely different, and you really have to focus. You can't just turn your mind off. People falling actually happens a lot. Like sometimes they get caught up and they hit, and a lot of people, especially the spectators, like to gather around the water pit and then watch to see if anything's gonna happen. I remember when I raced Penn relays, the stadium wasn't full, but the ones who were left gathered in the corner right at the water pit right here, and every time we would pass the water pit, they would sit and kind of like expect us to fall, and if somebody would fall, they would clap and then get really excited. I mean, I guess it is funny as long as it doesn't happen to you. Luckily, I've never fallen in a race or anything like that. I hit the barriers a few times, but just scraped it with my knees and my feet, but nothing serious yet. And especially the last lap where you really tense up and your muscles so tired, but you gotta give it everything. That's when it becomes really difficult. Because you got to push through that pain, and at the same time you got to be able to jump over the hurdles and water pit without losing too much time. So it's a fine balance between pushing yourself too hard till you get too tired and still being capable of having a good technique over the hurdles and the water, because you can lose a lot of time right there. So that's pretty much what the steeplechase is. Hope you guys understand it a little bit better now.